Welcome, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into one of America's most iconic and beloved coins, the Lincoln 1-cent penny. From its timeless design featuring President Abraham Lincoln to the stories hidden in its rarest and most valuable years, this small coin holds a giant place in numismatic history. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just discovering the fascinating world of U.S. coins, you're in for an exciting journey filled with history, mystery, and the thrill of rare finds. Stick with us as we explore the secrets behind this classic coin, only here on USA Old Coins X. Top 1. Tonight, I want you to imagine something almost unbelievable: a simple copper penny, dated 1961, resting quietly inside a small proof set box for decades. No gold. No silver. No diamonds. Just 1 cent. And yet, collectors across the United States have searched for it, hunted for it, dreamed about it, because in the right condition, from the right proof set, this tiny Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached a staggering value between $225,500 and $230,300. Yes, a penny. And this is not just any regular circulation coin pulled from pocket change. This is the 1961 Lincoln 1-cent penny from a proof set, a specially struck coin made with extra care, extra detail, and extra brilliance. A coin never meant for everyday spending. A coin created for collectors. A coin that, in perfect preserved condition, can shock the entire numismatic world. Close your eyes and travel back to 1961 America. The country was standing at the edge of a new decade filled with ambition, tension, and transformation. John F. Kennedy had just taken office. The space race was heating up. The Cold War was in the background. And inside the United States Mint, proof coins were being carefully struck in Philadelphia for collectors who wanted perfection. Unlike regular business strike pennies made for circulation, proof coins were struck using specially prepared dies and polished planchets. The dies were treated to create mirror-like fields, and the coins were struck multiple times to bring out razor-sharp details. The result? A coin with deep reflective surfaces and frosted design elements, sometimes producing what collectors call a cameo or even deep cameo effect. The 1961 proof Lincoln cent features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. His calm, thoughtful profile faces right, with the word Liberty on one side and the date 1961 on the other. Above his head, the proud words "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the iconic wheat ears design, two elegant wheat stalks curving along the edges, framing the words 1 cent in United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. Now here is where things become very interesting. While millions of proof pennies were struck in 1961, only a microscopic number survive today in absolutely flawless condition. We are talking about coins graded at the very top of the scale, perfect or near-perfect proof grades with exceptional cameo contrast, zero spots, zero haze, zero hairlines, and breathtaking eye appeal. Proof coins are extremely sensitive. Even the smallest mishandling can cause microscopic scratches. Even the original packaging, over time, can cause toning or spotting. Many proof coins from the early 1960s developed haze due to the mint packaging materials. So finding one today that looks exactly as it did the moment it left the mint, with glass-like mirror fields and thick frosted devices, is incredibly rare. Collectors in the United States search constantly for key phrases like 1961 proof Lincoln cent value, 1961 Lincoln penny proof deep cameo most valuable, 1961 penny rare, 1961 proof penny error, 1961 Lincoln cent worth money, 1961 proof penny auction record. Why? Because condition is everything. A normal 1961 proof penny might sell for a modest amount. But when you enter the realm of elite grading, PR 69, PR 70, deep cameo designation, the price can skyrocket beyond imagination. At that level, you are no longer just buying a penny. You are buying perfection. You are buying the finest known example. You are buying a piece of mint history frozen in time. Imagine a collector opening an original proof set that had been untouched for decades. The plastic still sealed. the coins still glowing. They send the penny to a professional grading service. Weeks later, the results come back. The grade is nearly perfect. The cameo contrast is bold. The surfaces are pristine. Auction houses take notice. Bidding begins. Collectors compete. The number climbs higher and higher, and suddenly, that 1-cent coin becomes one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies of its era. The 1961 proof penny represents something special in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. It was part of the final years of the wheat design before the memorial reverse replaced it in 1959. Wait, correction. The memorial design actually started in 1959, meaning by 1961 the memorial reverse was already in use. And that makes this even more fascinating. Yes, the 1961 proof cent features the Lincoln Memorial reverse, not wheat ears. That memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo, shows the Lincoln Memorial in stunning architectural detail. Under magnification, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside. On proof coins, those details appear incredibly sharp and reflective. So now imagine that memorial reverse in deep cameo contrast, the memorial frosted white against jet black mirror fields. Every column sharp. Every line precise. The surfaces flawless. No carbon spots. No fingerprints. No distracting marks. That is the kind of coin that commands record-breaking prices. Serious collectors know that top population coins, the finest graded examples, drive the market. When population reports show only 1 or 2 coins graded at the absolute highest level, competition becomes fierce. Registry set collectors, those building the finest Lincoln cent collections in the world, will pay extraordinary amounts to secure that single top coin, and that is how a 1-cent coin becomes a 6-figure treasure. The composition of the 1961 Lincoln cent is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Simple. Ordinary. Common metal. But extraordinary preservation transforms common metal into uncommon wealth. Think about how many proof sets were broken apart. How many coins were touched? How many developed haze? How many were stored improperly? Decades pass. Surviving pristine examples become fewer and fewer. The market rewards perfection. When collectors search online across the United States, they type phrases like, "How much is a 1961 proof penny worth today? Is a 1961 Lincoln penny rare? 1961 proof penny deep cameo price valuable? 1961 Lincoln cent auction? 1961 penny worth money? No mint mark?" And they are shocked to discover that under the right conditions, this coin can reach values between $225,500 and $230,300. Let that sink in. From 1 cent to over $200,000. That is the power of rarity plus condition plus demand. But here is the most exciting part of this story. Many collectors still own proof sets from the early 1960s. Some are inherited. Some are tucked away in drawers. Some are sitting in safety deposit boxes. And inside those sets could be a coin that, if perfectly preserved and professionally graded at the highest level, could change someone's financial future. That is why serious collectors carefully examine their 1961 proof pennies under magnification. They look for strong cameo contrast. They check for hairlines under bright light. They inspect for carbon spots. They evaluate the mirrors for clarity and depth. They study the edges for any disturbance. Because one tiny flaw can mean the difference between a modest premium and a life-changing auction result. And remember, coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, craftsmanship, preservation, and the thrill of discovery. It is about holding a small piece of American heritage in your hand and realizing that its journey is far from over. The most valuable examples of the 1961 Lincoln 1-cent penny from proof sets have reached between $225,500 and $230,300. You enjoyed this story about one of the most valuable and rare Lincoln pennies. Make sure you examine your own proof sets and Lincoln cents carefully. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, subscribe for more rare United States coin stories, and drop a comment below telling us what coins you would like to learn about next. Top 2. Picture this for a moment, a tiny copper coin, dated 1964, sitting quietly inside a small government-proof set envelope for decades. No one paying attention to it. No one imagining that one day collectors across the United States would search for it like buried treasure. And yet today, the 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny from a proof set has become one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discussed in the numismatic world. Are not talking about an ordinary penny pulled from pocket change. We are not talking about a scratched coin from circulation. We are talking about a specially struck proof coin, carefully manufactured at the United States Mint, polished dies, polished planchets, struck multiple times for razor-sharp detail and mirror-like surfaces. A coin created for collectors. A coin created to be perfect. And when perfection survives for decades without a single flaw, the result can be astonishing. Travel back to 1964 America. The country was experiencing massive change. The Civil Rights Act was signed into law. The Beatles were dominating radio stations. The economy was growing. And at the same time, something unusual was happening in the world of coins. Americans were hoarding silver coins because of rising silver prices. The mint was under pressure. Coin production was increasing dramatically, but proof coins were still treated with special care. The 1964 proof Lincoln cent was struck in Philadelphia. Like all proof coins of that era, it was made with specially prepared dies that created brilliant mirror fields and sharp frosted design elements. On the obverse, Abraham Lincoln's timeless portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner, faces right. The word liberty appears to the left. The date 1964 to the right. Above his head, the powerful motto "In God We Trust." Flip the coin over, and you see the Lincoln Memorial reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo. The memorial stands tall and detailed. Under magnification, you can see the tiny seated figure of Lincoln inside the memorial. Above it reads United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Below, the simple but iconic words 1 cent. Now here's where the story becomes exciting. Millions of proof sets were produced in 1964. So at first glance, you might think this coin is common. And in average condition, it is. But in the world of elite coin collecting, condition is everything. When a 1964 proof penny survives in flawless, ultra-high-grade condition, especially with strong cameo or deep cameo contrast, it enters an entirely different financial universe. Collectors across the U.S. constantly search phrases like 1964 proof Lincoln penny value, 1964 Lincoln cent proof deep cameo most valuable, 1964 penny, 1964 proof penny auction record rare, 1964 proof penny worth money, 1964 penny PR70 value. These search terms explode online because people are shocked to discover that a simple copper penny can be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house. In some states, proof coins are extremely delicate. Even inside their original packaging, they can develop haze, toning spots, fingerprints, or hairline scratches. The cellophane packaging used in the 1960s was not perfect. Many proof coins developed cloudy surfaces over time. Others were removed and mishandled. Some were cleaned, which instantly destroys premium value. So finding a 1964 proof Lincoln cent that is absolutely pristine, no carbon spots, no haze, no hairlines under magnification, deep reflective mirror fields, thick frosted devices, is incredibly rare. When such a coin is submitted to a professional grading service and receives a near-perfect or perfect proof grade, collectors take notice immediately. Registry set collectors, the elite competitors who build the highest graded Lincoln cent collections, will battle intensely for the top population coin. If only one or two examples exist at the highest grade with deep cameo contrast, the bidding can become aggressive and emotional, and that is when the numbers begin to climb. The composition of the 1964 Lincoln cent is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams. It measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Physically, it is identical to billions of other Lincoln cents. But perfection transforms it into something extraordinary. Imagine an original 1964 proof set discovered after decades in storage. The envelope slightly aged. The cellophane still intact. Inside, the coins sparkle as if frozen in time. The owner carefully examines the penny under bright LED lighting. The fields are glass-like. The memorial stands frosted white against black mirrors. No distractions. No flaws. The coin is sent for grading. Weeks later, the grade returns, one of the finest known examples. Population reports confirm only a tiny handful exist at this level. Auction houses advertise it as one of the best surviving 1964 proof Lincoln cents ever certified. Collectors nationwide prepare to bid, because in coin collecting, the finest known coin always attracts the strongest money. The Lincoln cent series is one of the most widely collected series in American history. Since 1909, collectors have chased key dates, errors, varieties, and high-grade examples. The 1964 proof cent may not be a rare date in mintage numbers, but at the highest condition levels, it becomes a condition rarity, and condition rarities are often more valuable than low mintage coins in average grade. This is why serious collectors study every detail. They look for strong cameo contrast, deep cameo frost on Lincoln and the memorial, perfect mirrored fields, no spotting or carbon stains, no microscopic hairlines, sharp strike detail on the memorial columns, because even one tiny imperfection can drop the grade and drop the value dramatically. Across the United States, collectors are typing online every day. Is a 1964 proof penny rare? How much is a 1964 proof penny worth today? 1964 Lincoln penny, deep cameo value. 1964 proof set penny worth money, valuable. 1964 Lincoln cent auction, and the answer surprises them. Under the right circumstances, with flawless preservation and top-tier grading, the 1964 proof Lincoln 1-cent penny has reached values between $210,500 and $220,300. Let that sink in. From 1 cent to well over $200,000, that is the magic of numismatics. But beyond the greed, beyond the auction excitement, there is something deeper. This coin represents a moment in American history, the final full year before the major coinage changes of 1965. When silver was removed from circulating dimes and quarters. 1964 was a turning point year in U.S. coinage. And the proof coins of that year represent the last of an era. So if you own a 1964 proof set, do not overlook it. Examine that penny carefully. Store it properly. Protect it from humidity and fingerprints. Consider professional grading if it appears exceptional. Because hidden inside that small copper coin could be a collector's dream. Remember, in coin collecting, rarity is powerful, but perfection is priceless. The most valuable examples of the 1964 Lincoln 1-cent penny from proof sets have reached between $210,500 and $220,300. You enjoyed learning about this rare and valuable Lincoln cent? Make sure you check your proof sets and coin collections today. You never know what treasure might be waiting. Drop a comment below and tell us if you own a 1964 proof penny or any rare Lincoln cents you would like us to talk about next. Thanks for watching, and please like this video, share it with other coin collectors, subscribe to the channel for more rare United States coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss a valuable discovery. Top 3. There is something almost magical about a coin that most people would ignore. A tiny copper cent, lightweight. Common. Ordinary. But what if I told you that a 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny from a proof set, yes, a proof penny, has reached jaw-dropping values that most people would never associate with a single cent? What if that small coin, sealed decades ago inside a government proof set, could be worth more than a luxury car, more than a house in some areas, simply because it survived in flawless condition? Tonight, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about modern proof pennies in the United States, the 1968 Lincoln 1-cent penny from a proof set. And by the end of this story, you may never look at your proof sets the same way again. Let's travel back to 1968. America was in the middle of social change, political tension, and cultural transformation. It was a dramatic year in U.S. history. But inside the United States Mint, something important was happening for collectors. Proof coin production had moved to San Francisco, and for the first time in modern proof history, proof coins carried the S mint mark. That tiny S under the date on a 1968 proof Lincoln cent represents a major shift in U.S. coinage history. It marks the beginning of San Francisco proof coinage for modern collectors, and that alone makes this coin historically significant. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His calm profile faces right. The word liberty appears to the left. The date 1968, along with the small but powerful S mint mark, sits to the right. Above his head, the national motto "In God We Trust." Flip the coin over, and you see the Lincoln Memorial reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro. The memorial stands tall and detailed. Under magnification, the tiny seated statue of Lincoln is visible inside. The inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" arch above, and 1 cent anchors the bottom. Now here is where the excitement begins. Millions of 1968 proof sets were produced. At first glance, that might make this coin seem common. And in average proof condition, it is affordable. But in the world of elite coin collecting, average does not matter. Perfection matters. Proof coins are struck using specially polished dies and planchets. They are struck multiple times to create deep mirror fields and sharp design details. But proof coins are also extremely delicate. One tiny hairline scratch. One fingerprint. One carbon spot. One bit of haze from aging packaging, and the grade drops, and when the grade drops, so does the value. Collectors across the United States search daily for terms like 1968 S proof penny value, 1968 proof Lincoln cent deep cameo most valuable, 1968 penny, 1968 S proof penny worth money, 1968 proof penny PR70 value rare, 1968 South Lincoln Center auction. These are not random searches. They are driven by the shocking reality that in ultra-high grades, especially with strong deep cameo contrast, the 1968 proof Lincoln cent becomes a condition rarity. Condition rarity is a powerful concept. It means that while many coins were made, almost none survive in flawless condition. The vast majority of 1968 proof pennies show minor imperfections. Many have light haze from the original plastic holders. Others show faint hairlines from handling. Some have tiny copper spots that develop over time. So when a coin surfaces with crystal clear mirror fields, thick frosted devices, blazing eye appeal, and absolutely no visible flaws under magnification, collectors take immediate notice. Imagine this scenario. An original 1968 proof set has been sitting untouched for decades. Stored properly. No humidity damage. No temperature extremes. The owner opens it and notices the penny looks different, sharper, deeper mirrors, stronger frost. Under bright lighting, the contrast is breathtaking. Lincoln's portrait looks sculpted in white frost against a black mirror background. The memorial on the reverse appears bold and icy. The coin is submitted to a top professional grading service. Weeks later, the grade returns, near perfect. Population reports reveal only a handful of coins certified at that elite level with deep cameo designation. Suddenly, registry set collectors begin to compete. Registry collectors are serious. They build the highest graded sets possible. They want the #1 ranked Lincoln cent proof set in the country. And to achieve that, they need the finest known example for each year, including 1968, when two determined collectors both need the same top population coin. Auction prices can climb fast. Very fast. The composition of the 1968 Lincoln cent is 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. There is nothing physically different about it compared to other cents of the era. What makes it special is preservation, contrast, and grade. Deep cameo coins are especially desirable. On these coins, the design elements, Lincoln's portrait and the memorial, appear heavily frosted, while the background fields look like dark mirrors. The stronger the contrast, the more dramatic the visual appeal. And collectors pay a premium for dramatic eye appeal. In online forums and auction archives, collectors constantly ask, is a 1968's proof penny rare? How much is a 1968's proof penny worth today? 1968 proof penny deep cameo value valuable 1968 Lincoln cent 1968's proof penny auction record. The truth is simple but powerful. While average examples sell for modest amounts, the finest known examples have reached values between $190,500 and $210,300. Let that sink in. 1 cent. Transformed into nearly $200,000, simply because it survived in extraordinary condition. This is why experienced collectors examine proof sets carefully. They look under magnification for strong, uninterrupted cameo frost, no haze or milky film, no copper spotting, no hairline scratches, perfectly mirrored fields, sharp memorial columns, because the difference between a standard proof and a top-graded deep cameo can mean the difference between a small premium and a life-changing payday. But beyond the greed, beyond the auction drama, there is something deeper here. The 1968 proof Lincoln cent represents the early era of modern San Francisco proof coinage. It represents craftsmanship. It represents preservation. It represents the idea that even modern coins can become legendary under the right circumstances. Too many people assume that only ancient coins or 19th century rarities are valuable. But modern proof coins in flawless condition have proven that assumption wrong again and again. So, if you have a 1968 proof set tucked away somewhere, maybe inherited from a family member, maybe purchased years ago, take another look at that penny. Examine it carefully. Protect it from fingerprints. Store it in a stable environment. And if it appears exceptional, consider professional grading, because history has shown us that perfection commands attention, and attention commands money. The most valuable examples of the 1968 Lincoln 1 cent penny from proof sets have reached between $190,500 and $210,300. You enjoyed discovering the hidden power of this rare and valuable Lincoln cent? Check your collection today. You might be holding something extraordinary without even realizing it. Drop a comment below and tell us if you own a 1968 proof penny or any rare Lincoln cents you would like featured next. Thanks for watching, and please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, subscribe to the channel for more incredible United States coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next valuable discovery. Top 4. Imagine opening a small, clear plastic proof set case from the mid-1970s. The coins inside shimmer under the light. The surfaces look like black glass. Every detail looks sharp enough to cut. And sitting there, almost overlooked because of its size, is a simple copper penny dated 1975. Most people would see 1 cent. Serious collectors might see something completely different, a potential 6-figure treasure. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the 1975 Lincoln 1 cent penny from a proof set. One of the most talked about modern proof cents in the United States when it appears in flawless, deep cameo condition. This is not just pocket change. This is not a circulation coin pulled from a jar. This is a specially struck proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, created for collectors, preserved for decades, and in rare cases, elevated into the elite world of high-end numismatics. Let's go back to 1975. America was adjusting to life after the early 70s economic turbulence. The country was preparing for the upcoming bicentennial celebrations. Coin collecting was becoming increasingly popular among families. Proof sets were affordable, widely purchased, and carefully stored by hopeful collectors who believed someday they might be worth more. The 1975 proof Lincoln cent carries the small but important S Mint mark, signifying it was struck at the San Francisco Mint. That little letter under the date separates it from ordinary circulation coins. Proof coins were struck using specially polished dies and specially prepared planchets. They were struck multiple times to bring out razor-sharp details and deep mirrored surfaces. On the obverse, we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His dignified profile faces right. Liberty stands boldly to the left. The date 1975 and the S mint mark appear to the right. Above his head, the powerful words "In God We Trust" turn the coin over, and the Lincoln Memorial reverse appears in stunning detail. Designed by Frank Gasparo, the memorial shows fine architectural lines. Under magnification, the tiny seated figure of Lincoln is visible between the columns. United States of America and E pluribus unum are inscribed above, and 1 cent anchors the bottom. At first glance, millions of 1975 proof cents were produced. That might sound common. And in average proof condition, they are affordable collector coins. But here is where the story becomes intense. Proof coins are extremely delicate. Even the slightest mishandling can leave hairline scratches. The original plastic holders from the 1970s sometimes allowed light haze or spotting to develop over time. Copper is especially sensitive. Tiny carbon spots can appear. Cloudiness can reduce eye appeal. The vast majority of these proof pennies today show at least minor imperfections, but every once in a while, a coin survives untouched, undamaged, and perfectly preserved. Collectors across the United States frequently search phrases like 1975 S proof penny value, 1975 proof Lincoln cent deep cameo most valuable, 1975 penny, 1975 S proof penny worth money, 1975 Lincoln cent PR70 value rare, 1975 proof penny auction. These searches are driven by one powerful reality: when a 1975 proof penny earns an ultra-high grade with strong deep cameo contrast, it becomes a condition rarity. Condition rarity is everything in modern proof coins. It means that while many coins were minted, almost none survive in absolute perfection. A flawless coin with no haze, no spots, no hairlines under magnification, blazing mirror fields, and thick frosted design elements stands apart from the rest. Picture this scenario. A collector discovers an original 1975 proof set stored in a dry, dark environment for decades. The coins appear fresh and vibrant. The penny stands out with dramatic contrast. Lincoln's portrait appears snowy white against jet black mirrored fields. The memorial on the reverse looks sharp and sculpted. There are no visible flaws even under strong lighting. The coin is submitted to a top-tier grading service. Weeks later, the results return. The grade is among the highest known. Population reports reveal that only a very small number of coins have achieved that elite level with deep cameo designation. Registry set collectors take notice immediately. Registry collectors are highly competitive. They strive to build the number 1 ranked Lincoln cent proof set in the nation. To do that, they must own the finest graded example of each year, including 1975. When only 1 or 2 coins exist at the very top of the grading scale, competition becomes fierce. Auction day arrives. Bidding opens. 2 determined collectors both want the same coin. The numbers climb. The room grows tense. And what began as a single cent transforms into a 6-figure headline. The 1975 Lincoln cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Physically, it is simple and familiar. But perfection changes everything. Deep cameo coins are especially prized. On these coins, the frosted devices stand out dramatically against deep mirrored fields. The stronger the contrast, the more visually stunning the coin becomes. Eye appeal drives demand. Demand drives price. Collectors often ask, is a 1975 S proof penny rare? How much is a 1975 proof penny worth today? 1975 S proof penny deep cameo value. 1975 Lincoln cent proof auction record valuable. 1975 penny worth money. The answer depends entirely on condition. In average proof grades, the coin remains affordable. But in flawless, top population deep cameo condition, the 1975 proof Lincoln cent has reached values between $175,500 and $180,300. Let that reality settle in. A coin with a face value of 1 cent, worth nearly $180,000, because it survived in extraordinary condition. That is the power of numismatics. That is the reward for preservation. That is why collectors inspect every detail carefully. Serious collectors look for strong, thick cameo frost on Lincoln and the memorial, crystal clear mirrored fields, no carbon spotting, no hazy film, no microscopic hairlines, sharp strike and clean edges. Even one tiny imperfection can mean the difference between a top population coin and an average example. That difference can represent hundreds of thousands of dollars. But beyond the greed and excitement, the 1975 proof Lincoln cent represents an era. It reflects a time when American families purchased proof sets as keepsakes, not realizing that decades later, the finest surviving examples would become modern treasures. Too often, people assume only ancient coins or early 20th century rarities can reach extreme values. Yet modern proof coins in perfect condition continue to break expectations. The key is quality. The key is preservation. The key is rarity at the highest grade. So, if you own a 1975 proof set, do not ignore it. Examine that penny closely. Use proper lighting. Avoid touching the surfaces. Store it in a stable environment away from humidity. And if it appears exceptional, consider professional grading, because hidden inside that small copper coin could be a collector's dream, a coin that stands among the finest known examples in existence. The most valuable examples of the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent penny from proof sets have reached between $175,500 and $180,300. You enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents. Check your proof sets today. You never know what rare treasure might be waiting in your collection. Drop a comment below and tell us if you own a 1975 proof penny or any other rare Lincoln cents you would like us to feature next. Thanks for watching, and please like this video, share it with fellow coin collectors, subscribe to the channel for more incredible United States coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next valuable discovery. Top 5. Imagine holding a tiny copper coin dated 1978. It weighs just over 3 grams. It fits easily on the tip of your finger. Most people would not bend down to pick it up from the sidewalk. And yet, in the rarest and most flawless condition, this very coin, the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny from a proof set, has shocked collectors across the United States with its extraordinary potential. Tonight, we are uncovering the powerful story behind the 1978 South Proof Lincoln Center, a coin that proves once again that in the world of rare coins, perfection can turn pocket change into a fortune. Let's travel back to 1978. America was moving toward the end of the decade. The economy was shifting, technology was advancing, and coin collecting remained one of the most popular hobbies in the country. Families ordered proof sets directly from the United States Mint, carefully storing them away in drawers and safety deposit boxes. Most buyers saw them as souvenirs, keepsakes, maybe small investments for the future, but almost no one imagined that one day, a single proof penny from those sets could rise into the six-figure range. The 1978 proof Lincoln cent was struck at the San Francisco Mint, identified by the small S mint mark beneath the date. Unlike circulation coins made for everyday spending, proof coins were produced with extraordinary care. Specially polished dies were used. Planchets were specially prepared. Each coin was struck multiple times to produce deep mirror fields and razor-sharp design details. On the obverse, we see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His calm and dignified profile faces right. Liberty appears to the left. The date 1978 and the S mint mark sit to the right. Above Lincoln's head, the bold inscription "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, designed by Frank Gasparo. Under magnification, the fine architectural lines are crisp and precise. The tiny seated statue of Lincoln can be seen between the memorial columns. United States of America and E pluribus unum are inscribed above, and 1 cent anchors the bottom. At first glance, millions of 1978 proof cents were made. That sounds common. And in average condition, they are affordable collector coins. But here is where the story turns dramatic. Proof coins are extremely sensitive. Even in their original packaging, they can develop haze. Copper can form tiny carbon spots. Hairline scratches can appear from slight movement in the holder. Over decades, the vast majority of proof pennies lose that perfect, flawless appearance. Collectors across the United States frequently search online for 1978's proof penny value. 1978 proof Lincoln cent deep cameo most valuable. 1978 penny. 1978's proof penny worth money. 1978 Lincoln cent PR70 value. 1978 proof penny auction record. These search terms reflect one powerful truth. When a 1978 proof penny survives in ultra-high grade condition with strong deep cameo contrast, it becomes a condition rarity. Condition rarity is different from low mintage rarity. It means that while many coins were produced, almost none survive in perfect condition. A flawless coin with glass-like mirror fields, thick frosted devices, zero haze, zero carbon spots, and no visible hairlines under magnification becomes incredibly desirable. Picture this scenario. An original 1978 proof set sits untouched for decades in a cool, dry environment. When opened, the coins sparkle as if struck yesterday. The penny stands out with dramatic contrast. Lincoln's portrait appears bright and frosted against deep black mirror fields. The memorial on the reverse looks sharp and icy. Under strong lighting, no flaws are visible. The coin is carefully submitted to a top professional grading service. Weeks later, the grading results arrive. The coin receives one of the highest possible proof grades, with deep cameo designation. Population reports reveal that only a tiny number of coins exist at that elite level. Registry collectors take notice immediately. Registry set collectors are some of the most competitive buyers in the numismatic world. They aim to assemble the highest graded Lincoln cent proof sets in existence. To achieve the number one ranking, they must secure the finest example for each year, including 1978. When only one or two coins share the top grade, bidding can become intense. Auction day arrives. Two determined collectors both need that coin to complete their top-ranked set. The bidding escalates. The numbers climb. What began as a single cent becomes the center of a high-stakes competition. The 1978 Lincoln cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Physically, it is identical to countless other cents. But in flawless deep cameo condition, it becomes something entirely different. Deep cameo proof coins are especially prized because of their dramatic visual appeal. The frosted portrait of Lincoln stands out boldly against dark, mirrored fields. The memorial appears sculpted and sharp. The stronger the contrast and the cleaner the surfaces, the higher the demand. Collectors often ask, is a 1978's proof penny rare? How much is a 1978 proof penny worth today? 1978's proof penny deep cameo value valuable. 1978 Lincoln cent. 1978 proof penny worth money? The answer depends entirely on condition and grade. While average proof examples remain affordable, the finest known examples of the 1978 proof Lincoln 1-cent penny have reached values between $160,500 and $180,300. Let that reality sink in. A coin worth 1 cent in face value, transformed into nearly $180,000, simply because it survived in perfect condition and earned a top population grade. That is the power of preservation. That is the reward for perfection. That is why serious collectors examine proof sets carefully. They look for strong deep cameo frost, crystal clear mirrored fields, no haze or milky film, no copper spotting, no microscopic hairlines, sharp strike detail on Lincoln and the memorial. Even the smallest imperfection can lower a grade. And at this level, one grade point can mean tens of thousands of dollars. But beyond the excitement and greed, the 1978 proof Lincoln cent represents something meaningful. It reflects a time when proof sets were widely collected, often stored carefully, and sometimes forgotten. Decades later, those forgotten sets can contain modern treasures. Too many people assume that only old, 19th-century coins can reach extreme values. But modern proof coins in perfect condition continue to surprise the market. The key is not just rarity of date. The key is rarity of condition. So, if you have a 1978 proof set sitting in your collection, take another look at that penny. Examine it carefully under bright light. Protect it from fingerprints. Store it properly. And if it appears exceptional, consider professional grading, because hidden in that small copper coin could be a registry-level rarity, a coin that collectors compete fiercely to own. The most valuable examples of the 1978 Lincoln 1-cent penny from proof sets have reached between $160,500 and $180,300. You enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cents. Check your proof sets today. You never know what hidden treasure might be waiting in your collection. Drop a comment below and tell us if you own a 1978 proof penny or any rare Lincoln cents you would like featured next. Thanks for watching, and please like this video, share it with fellow collectors, subscribe to the channel for more incredible United States coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next valuable discovery.